I'm Chris, and in today's lesson we're going to take a look at an example of a symbol question. This is part 2, so if you haven't seen part 1 yet, you might want to take a look at that just to make sure you have some familiarity with symbol questions in general. If you have watched part 1, then you're familiar with how to approach these questions that have these unique symbols like star, which we see in this example. And in this particular problem, we're just going to take a look at a slightly more challenging version of the symbol question that we looked at in part 1. So here we go. If star x is equal to 2x squared plus 7, what is star of a plus 2? So whenever we're looking at symbol questions, we want to treat symbol questions the same way that we would look at a function question, which means we're going to use this original function, and then whatever we're being asked for, we're going to take that value that we see there in the parentheses, and we're going to plug that in for the variable in the original function. Now sometimes, like you might have seen in part 1, the value that you have that's associated with the function will be just a number. So it might show you star x and the corresponding function, and then ask for star 4 or star 3 or any numerical value. But in this case, the reason this problem is a little bit more challenging is because we have a new variable introduced in the parentheses. But our approach is the same. So let's take a look at what we do. We look at our original function, and the original function is in terms of x. So we take this value, a plus 2, the value we have in parentheses, and we're going to replace every value of x in our original function with that entire parentheses. So when we solve for star of a plus 2, it will look like our original function, 2x squared plus 7, except instead of x, we're going to plug in this whole parentheses of a plus 2. So we have 2 times a plus 2 squared, and then plus 7. So we have a few steps to simplify here. First of all, be very careful whenever you have a binomial squared, you do have to FOIL. And a lot of times it's very easy for us to forget that and to just square each term individually. But remember, when you square a binomial, you have to FOIL. So this is like saying 2 times a plus 2 squared means times itself. So it's like times a plus 2 again, and then plus 7. And if writing it out in that extra step helps you see it a little bit more clearly, then make sure you do that so that you can get these problems right. As we go through and FOIL, first, a squared, outside, 2a, inside, 2a, and last, 4, is what we get when we FOIL those two binomials. If you have questions on this part, you might want to take a look at one of our other videos about how to FOIL two binomials when you're squaring a binomial or multiplying two different binomials times each other. If you're comfortable with this, then we'll go ahead and move on from here. So 2 times a squared plus combined like terms, 4a plus 4 plus 7. We distribute the 2, so we get 2a squared plus 8a plus 8 plus 7. And we can simplify these like terms right here. And since we're running out of room a tiny little bit, we're going to replace the plus 8 and the plus 7 with plus 15. 8 and 7 gives us 15, and this would be our final answer for the value of star of a plus 2 for this function on this symbol question. If you'd like to practice a little bit more, please feel free to take a look at some more of our videos or visit us at sandersontestprep.com. Thanks for watching.